The More You Know is a media and tech literacy series produced by Independent Thinker. It aims to help the public become more knowledgeable about our digital world. In this episode, we cover Beyond the Prompt Box, Build a Proactive AI Ecosystem.
Welcome to today's deep dive. We're really glad you're here with us. If you're listening to this, chances are you have felt that very specific modern kind of exhaustion when it comes to artificial intelligence.
Oh yeah, the AI fatigue is real.
It's so real. You know the exact feeling, the friction of constantly having to log in, uploading a bunch of documents, just staring at a blank text box.
Right.
And you're sitting there trying to engineer the absolute perfect prompt just to get a tool to do what you want. It is draining.
It feels like more work than just doing the task yourself sometime.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But today, we are handing you a roadmap for moving way beyond those basic reactive prompts. We've pulled together a really fascinating stack of material for you today.
Some really great sources in this one.
Yeah, including insights from a pioneering chief AI officer, some rather eye-opening surveys from data leadership, and the actual real-world playbooks being used right now by a highly successful marketing agency.
The stuff they're doing is wild.
It really is. So our mission for this deep dive is straightforward, especially if you consider yourself non-technical. We want to help you build a strategic, automated ecosystem.
An ecosystem that does the work for you.
Yes, rather than you having to work to use it. Okay, let's unpack this, because before we get to all the flashy automation and the futuristic tools...
The fun stuff.
Right, the fun stuff. We absolutely have to look at the incredibly unglamorous foundation of it all. And that comes down to your data and your digital hygiene.
What's fascinating here is the massive disconnect happening right now in the corporate world regarding that exact foundation.
Disconnect is huge.
To put this into perspective, we're looking at some striking numbers from a widely publicized Salesforce survey of senior leaders. When data leaders were interviewed, a staggering 84% of them said their companies are not remotely ready for AI. 84%.
Wow.
But when you flip the script and survey the C-suite executives at those exact same companies, 63% of them are highly optimistic and believe they are totally ready to proceed.
So the people actually managing the data are basically pulling the fire alarm.
Yes.
While the executives are completely ignoring it, just asking where the shiny new toys are.
That is the exact reality of the corporate AI landscape right now. I mean,
Yeah.
Senior leadership desperately wants those buzzy AI agents making all the headlines.
Of course they do. It looks great on a quarterly report.
But they are ignoring the underlying technical constraints. The data stack for AI is incredibly unforgiving. If your architecture isn't figured out, your AI initiative isn't going to deliver any real value.
Just a shell.
It won't be a functional product. It will just be a press release. It
Right.
becomes a little plaything for a single department. But, and this is the important part, the flip side of that equation is huge.
The payoff for doing it right.
Right. The research indicates that companies willing to do the boring work and actually fix their data stack experience a 10x velocity change.
10x?
They just run circles around the competitors who try to skip those foundational steps.
And that boring work really starts with digital hygiene. To be clear for everyone listening, we are talking about your digital footprint, not mental hygiene.
Right, right.
It is the basic housekeeping of your digital life. I will be the first to admit I have absolutely treated my Google Drive like a junk drawer in the past.
I think we all have.
Just throwing files in there and, hoping the search bar can save me later. But the material lays out some very specific red flags that tell you your digital hygiene is an active liability.
Like where your data actually lives.
Exactly. Are your crucial client updates hidden away in random WhatsApp chats where you have to hunt for them? Are your project notes scattered aimlessly across Notion, endless email threads, and local desktop folders?
That's a nightmare for an AI to parse.
It is. Do your access permissions make absolutely no sense? These are the cracks in the foundation.
Another major red flag is when your tools simply cannot speak to each other. The data is heavily siloed.
There is a perfect example of this in the material about a clinical therapy and dentist office located in Portugal.
Oh, this is a great example.
They were using a custom-made CRM. And on paper, having a custom CRM sounds incredibly sophisticated. It sounds like you were doing business right.
You'd think so, yeah.
But the trap they fell into was that this bespoke system made it incredibly difficult for any modern off-the-shelf tools to communicate with it.
It was essentially a walled garden.
Exactly. Because it was so isolated, it killed any chance of automating administrative tasks. AI cannot help you if your baseline is entirely disconnected. The absolute requirement is establishing a clean structure first.
You have to get the house in order.
You need a standard, accessible CRM and a reliable project management tool acting as your hub before any advanced automation can even be considered.
And that structural foundation dictates what kind of strategy you can actually execute. And we could look at a framework shared by one of the individuals in our research who actually holds the distinction of being appointed as the world's first chief AI officer back in 2016.
2016.
Yeah.
Way before the current hype cycle.
Way before. Through years of deploying these systems, they noted that there are really only 5 AI strategies a business can pursue.
Only 5.
Just 5. They are efficiency, productivity, effectiveness, expert, and growth.
5 strategies to encompass everything. We should probably define those quickly so everyone has the full picture.
It is a vital progression. Strategy 1 is efficiency, which is just doing the exact same things you do now, but cheaper and faster.
Okay, makes sense.
Strategy 2 is productivity, meaning you do more volume of work with the same amount of resources. Strategy 3 is effectiveness, where you focus on actually doing things better and improving the quality of the output.
So better quality, not just faster.
Right. Strategy 4 is expert, which involves taking highly specialized knowledge from your top performers and scaling it across the organization using AI.
Cloning your best people, essentially.
Basically, yeah. And finally, strategy 5 is growth, where you are using AI to build entirely new products, open new revenue streams, and directly face the customer.
It is a ladder. You can't just jump to the top rung because it sounds the most exciting.
You really can't. Each of those 5 strategies requires a drastically different level of maturity and a different level of data readiness.
Which goes back to the digital hygiene.
Exactly. To illustrate the danger of ignoring that ladder, the chief AI officer shared a powerful cautionary tale. They consulted with a company that was absolutely desperate to launch a customer-facing AI chatbot as their very first AI initiative.
That's their very first one.
First project out of the gate.
In the framework we just outlined, that is a growth-based strategy, the top rung.
And I'm guessing their data wasn't ready.
Not at all. The chief AI officer explicitly advised against doing this. They pointed out that the company had poorly defined internal processes, their data was mediocre and full of contradictions, and they had 0 institutional AI experience.
So what did they recommend?
The recommendation was to start with an efficiency strategy first, automating some back-office tasks just to build up that maturity before ever letting an AI talk directly to their customers. But, as is tradition in the corporate world, the company completely ignored the advice. Here's where it gets really interesting. 6 months later, the exact nightmare scenario the expert warned about became a reality.
It was a disaster.
Because the underlying data was a mess, the customer-facing chatbot was out there confidently giving clients entirely incorrect information.
Hallucinating wildly.
Yes, and it was actively damaging their brand trust. On top of the PR nightmare, the project ended up costing 3 times the original budget because they kept trying to patch a fundamentally broken system.
You can't patch bad data.
You can't. The fallout was so severe that they had to scrap the entire project completely and start all over again with an efficiency strategy, which, of course, is exactly what was recommended on day 1.
It is an incredibly expensive lesson, but it perfectly synthesizes the core takeaway for you as you listen to this.
Yeah.
Your AI strategy must match where your data and your processes actually are today, not where you wish they were for the next board meeting.
So, assuming you have taken a hard look at your digital hygiene and you have honestly assessed your data readiness to pick the appropriate strategy, how do you actually execute?
That's the big question.
It is time to look at the tools themselves. A massive point highlighted in the research is about the current AI race. The landscape is moving way too fast for you to pledge your loyalty to just one platform.
You can't afford to be a fanboy for just one company right now.
No.
The field changes almost weekly. For instance, Google recently dropped a new AI model that literally jumped off the ARC AGI leaderboard. It performed at a level that frankly surprised a lot of researchers.
It shattered the benchmarks.
It did. But the reality of this industry is that Google will hold the crown this week, OpenAI will probably release something that beats them next week, and Anthropic will counter with something better the week after that.
It's a constant game of leapfrog.
Because of this constant leapfrogging, the real skill you need to develop isn't mastering the nuances of a single model. The real skill is learning how to distribute tasks.
Stop treating AI as a singular tool, like a fancy calculator on your desk, and start treating it as a dynamic team of coworkers.
That's the perfect way to look at it.
You wouldn't give every single task in your business to just one employee. You assign tasks based on their specific strengths.
And we can break down the specific roles you should be assigning to this digital team right now based on their current strengths.
Let's do it.
For ideation, brainstorming, and really fast iteration, you should be leaning on OpenAI's ChatGPT. When you have hard reasoning tasks, you give that to Google's Gemini. And when your task requires an element of creativity or a really natural human-sounding writing tone, you turn to Anthropic's Claude.
Wait, let me pause you there. As a non-technical user, how do I actually spot a hard reasoning task versus just regular ideation? Where is the line?
That is a great distinction to make. Ideation is asking the AI to give you 20 potential names for a new newsletter, or summarizing a long article. It is broad.
Okay.
Hard reasoning is when the task requires multi-step logic, complex puzzle solving, or rigorous analysis.
Give me an example.
If you are uploading a massive spreadsheet of messy financial data and asking the AI to find anomalies, deduce why those anomalies occurred based on market trends, and then write a coded script to fix the formatting, that is a hard reasoning task.
That's a lot of steps.
Gemini excels there because it is built to hold on to complex logic strings without losing the plot.
That makes perfect sense. And as you get comfortable managing that core team of models, you shouldn't stop there.
Right. There are specialized tools, too.
The material encourages experimenting with other platforms to really expand your toolkit. They specifically mention adding tools like Perplexity for deep dive research and workflow platforms like Nanane.
Anne is fantastic.
Think of Nanane's as the digital plumbing. It is the infrastructure that allows you to connect all these different apps and models together so they can seamlessly hand tasks off to one another.
The moment you start connecting those processes with digital plumbing is where the real value emerges. And we can look at how businesses are applying this right now through a fascinating conversation one of the analysts had with the head of a highly successful marketing agency.
The agency playbook.
Yes, there is a massive shift occurring in the agency world. Automated tools are now doing the commodified work. AI is generating the ad creative, writing the copy, and automatically optimizing the ad buys.
On nuts and bolts.
Because AI handles those standalone mechanical services so well, the agency itself has to pivot. To avoid getting left behind and replaced by software, they have to evolve into creative collaborators and strategic consultants for their clients.
It is not just about executing the raw work anymore. It is about providing an incredible, frictionless client experience. And the agency shared a literal playbook of 3 practical automations they are using internally to achieve that.
These are great.
These are blueprints you can take and apply to your own workflow today.
Exactly. The first one is automated proposals.
Let's think about the traditional proposal process. You have a great pitch meeting with a prospective client. Everyone is hyped. The energy is high.
Everyone is excited.
And then you say, great, give us 2 weeks to put a deck together. The momentum completely dies.
It is a massive vulnerability.
Yeah.
So the agency flipped the script. They use an AI note-taker tools like Fathom, Otter, or Fireflies to record the pitch meeting and generate a flawless transcript.
Okay.
Then that transcript is fed directly into an AI model. But the critical part is the system prompt. The AI is specifically instructed to act as a senior marketing executive, and it has already been heavily trained on the agency's past winning proposals, their specific service offerings, and their pricing structure.
That's all the context.
Because of this specific training, within 5 minutes of the Zoom call ending, the AI generates a complete, highly customized proposal covering everything discussed.
The psychological impact of that on a client is staggering. You are turning around a customized estimate the exact same afternoon.
It blows them away.
While your competitors are taking a week or 2 to manually build out their RFPs, you are capitalizing on the client's excitement immediately. You look like the most organized, aggressive, and capable option on the table.
The second automation in the playbook takes that exact same meeting transcript and moves it right into project management.
So no more manual data entry.
Instead of a proposal, you plug the transcript into a task management system like Notion, Asana, or ClickUp. Imagine a client located in Reno gets on a call and says they're sponsoring a local classic car event called Hot August Nights.
Sure.
They want to launch a targeted Google and Meta ad campaign plus some organic content around it.
Normally, the account manager leaves that meeting and spends the next 3 hours manually creating tickets, assigning due dates, and tagging designers.
Not anymore. The moment the meeting ends, the AI processes the transcript, understands the scope of Hot August Nights, automatically generates all the required subtasks for the campaign, estimates the time required, and assigns them to the appropriate team members in the task management tool.
It just builds the project.
The project is instantly in motion. The account lead doesn't have to deal with that menial administrative stress, which frees them up to actually focus on the creative strategy.
And the third automation playbook is all about turning clients into a content powerhouse without adding any work to their plate. The specific example shared is about a real estate agent client.
This is a really clever workflow.
It is. This agent serves a demographic of much older clients who still rely heavily on traditional Google searches to find information. The agent's biggest strength and point of leverage is making really great, informative YouTube videos. He is charismatic on camera.
But I hated the writing part.
Exactly. Sitting down to write blog posts or format LinkedIn content was a huge bottleneck. He hated doing it, so it never got done.
To solve this, the agency set up an automated workflow that constantly monitors his YouTube channel. Whenever he uploads a new video, the system automatically downloads the transcript.
Without him clicking anything.
Right. It then feeds that transcript into a custom GPT that has been trained on his specific tone of voice. The AI is instructed to write a comprehensive article based on the video. But importantly, it optimizes the article for both traditional SEO, so it ranks on Google for his older demographic, and large language model optimization, or AI SEO. That ensures his content shows up when people ask ChatGPT or Perplexity for real estate advice in his area.
That is incredibly forward-thinking. Once the article is perfectly written, the system automatically publishes it directly to the agent's WordPress site, and it simultaneously creates and posts a promotional update on his LinkedIn profile.
He doesn't touch a keyboard.
The agent literally only has to do the one thing he is best at, standing in front of the camera and making the video. The AI infrastructure handles the entire distribution ecosystem automatically.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, all of these playbooks, the proposals, the project management, the content engine, they're all pointing toward a massive paradigm shift in how we interact with technology.
So what does this all mean? It means we are crossing a vital threshold. We've talked about getting your data clean, picking the right strategy, distributing work across different AI models, and automating the menial tasks. But the final and most advanced concept from the research brings us to the ultimate bottleneck in this whole process.
And that bottleneck is you, the user.
It's hard to hear, but it's true.
As the experts point out, if your AI can only generate value when you explicitly sit down, log in, engineer a prompt, and ask it a question, then the AI's utility is severely capped.
It's just waiting on you.
It cannot work while you are sleeping. It cannot work while you were focused on a deep work task. It cannot work while you are out walking your dog. We have to crack that limitation.
The very first, remarkably simple step to breaking that bottleneck before we even get to the advanced automation is changing how you input information. Stop typing.
Yeah, please stop typing.
The research strongly urges users to start using voice dictation on their phones and computers. It is roughly 4 times faster than typing. Just talk to the machine the way you would talk to a colleague. It completely changes the friction of getting your thoughts into the system.
It's a game changer.
But beyond voice dictation, we are moving into what the industry is calling the era of proactive AI. These are systems that initiate tasks for you entirely on their own without you having to prompt them in the moment. And the sources detail 2 crazy easy ways you can implement this proactive approach today.
The first method is setting up a daily morning proactive feed, which some call a ChatGPT pulse. Imagine the shift in your workflow. You finish working on a complex project on Tuesday afternoon, you close your laptop,
And you're done for the day.
While you are sleeping, the AI wakes up an hour before your alarm goes off. It reviews your calendar for Wednesday, analyzes the project data you were struggling with yesterday, and pulls the latest industry news.
It's doing prep work.
When you open your computer with your morning coffee, it has a tailored briefing document waiting for you. Or perhaps it provides a much deeper, fully realized solution to a question you asked it yesterday. It is doing substantial work for you without being prompted.
It's like having a dedicated chief of staff who is always one step ahead of you. It shifts the paradigm from AI as a tool you use to AI as an autonomous employee that works alongside you.
Exactly.
The second way to bring proactive AI into your life is using time-based agent mode inside of these platforms. This means you engineer a highly specific prompt once, and then you change the settings so that the AI automatically executes that exact same task on a recurring schedule every single day, week, or month.
The applications for this are incredibly broad and highly personal. On a domestic level, you could have the AI analyze your digital meal plan and automatically order your family's weekly groceries from Instacart every Sunday morning.
Just one less thing to worry about.
On a professional level, you could set an agent to conduct daily research monitoring your primary competitors who are constantly launching new products. Have it deliver a synthesized competitive brief to your inbox every afternoon at 4.
Or think about content creation and marketing. You could configure the system so that the AI constantly researches emerging trends in your specific niche. Then, without you doing a single thing, it sends you a list of 50 fresh, highly relevant content ideas every single Tuesday morning.
50 ideas, just waiting for you.
And not just the ideas, it can deliver the actual video scripts or blog outlines already written in your specific voice, ready to be reviewed. The monumental shift here is that you simply do not have to prompt anymore. The AI is starting the tasks.
We are moving from a reactive tool that waits for your command to a proactive ecosystem that anticipates your needs.
It really is a completely different way to work. We have covered a massive amount of ground today for you. We started with the unsexy but absolutely vital work of digital hygiene, getting your operations out of random chat apps and ensuring your data stack is actually connected.
The necessary foundation.
We explored how crucial it is to match your AI strategy to your actual maturity level to avoid incredibly expensive public failures. We discussed the necessity of delegating tasks across a dynamic team of AI models rather than relying on just one. And finally, we looked at how to build proactive systems, from 5-minute marketing proposals to time-based agents that do the heavy lifting proactively while you are out walking the dog.
This raises an important question. If we successfully build these proactive AI ecosystems where our client proposals are drafted in minutes, our family's groceries are ordered automatically, and our daily industry research is completed and summarized before we even open our eyes in the morning, how will you choose to spend the mental energy and the time that you get back?
That is the real question.
Will we simply fill that newly created void with an endless stream of more work and more tasks? Or will this era of proactive AI fundamentally force us to redefine what we consider free time to actually be?
That is a profound question and exactly what we want you to mull over today as you look at your own workflows and where you can start removing the friction. Thank you so much for joining us on this deep dive. We highly encourage you to start experimenting with these tools and strategies today. See you next time.
For more episodes related to media, social media, tech, and privacy, visit our YouTube channel, Independent Thinker LLC.